The floor is yours, Piotr.
Okay, thank you, Magda. Can you see
Yes, everything
my
works.
Okay, so as Magda said, I will close the loop. I will be the last panelist on the 3 days workshop, and I would like to maybe present you some umbrella of the ideas which can be secured or supported in terms of the intellectual property or, for example, of the funding. In general, in my presentation, I would like to present some of the practices in Poland programs which support the invention support also in the agriculture and the food production sector. I have many roles in the institute, but today I will describe myself as an innovation broker because in that project I was involved in this role. So the same as my colleagues, I belong to the Department of the Bioeconomy and System Analysis, the same institute. So first of all, let's start with some snapshot about the structure of the main public research centers in Poland. So universities account for the largest share, followed by sectoral institutes under ministries, and the Polish Academy of Science, which is the last group in the numbers. So when we look at the map of Poland, we see that only in case of the universities, most of them are concentrated in the large urban areas, although the map doesn't show it. The same is almost true for the institutes with some minor exceptions. What distinguishes scientific units beyond the subject area, the scientific discipline, is the quality of these units, which is assessed through the evaluation. And in addition to the basic research carried out by the researchers, a large proportion of the scientists carry out applied research that enables the commercialization and also subsequent implementation of the developed technology in cooperation with the business. However, this area is not the most important part of the evaluation. Then one of the key aspects of the implementation of the scientific research are the funds allocated for this research and their effective use. The graph on the slide shows a steady increase in the funding allocated to science in relation to GDP in Poland. However, when comparing the situation to other countries in the European Union, we see that there are still some small percentages allocated for this purpose. Considering the system of support of funding for scientific research in Poland, only within the framework of funds distributed by the Ministry of Science and Higher Education, we see that it is broad and includes several sources, from basic research to applied research, also with funding for the mobility of the scientists. The other important issue is that the units responsible for and supporting commercialization and technology transfer at universities and research institutes are technology transfer centers. The main tasks of these units are supporting research by academics and students within the university, also shaping the older environment for the innovation, the commercialization, promoting cooperation between the industry and also the researchers, and also some kind of assistance in the developing and transfer the new technologies. So it's not only to develop, but also to make interest the external partners. Then, if we somehow come back to the 2013, when mainly these units were in the initial phase of operation, to the present day, a lot has changed for the better. We can observe the better functionality of the area of intellectual property protection and commercialization in practice, including also commercialization from the ongoing projects, as well as an increase in the professionalism and also the experts who are working in that unit. It is worth to mention at this point also about the Polish Association of Centers for the Technology Transfer, which is a voluntary association of representatives from the different universities responsible for the management and commercialization, also from the research institutes, as we are in Jung, and the Polish Academy of Science. This agreement is nationwide, currently has more than 80 members, and it ranks gradually being joined by new units. We are also a member of this association. So the main objective of this association is to integrate the technology which is developed in the research centers with also the connection to the business. Of course, exchange of knowledge, experience, some operation standards, because as we know, there are lots of law issues according that. Also development of some of the competencies of researchers, because the researcher, of course, can choose different paths of development. He can stay in the basic research, but also he can be more involved in the cooperation with the business. Also some joint representation of the members in the meetings with the public administration and also other stakeholder groups. We can say that the other important association which helps commercialization in Poland, what is also important to mention is the special purpose companies, which are very important contributors to the commercialization, because they commercialize the technology which is initially developed in the university. And this association was also developed in 2014. And in general, this is the option for the researcher, for the group of the researchers, to take out the technology out of the public institution and commercialize by as a new company. So if we look on the numbers, there are around 3,000 number of the research and development projects consultancy completed. Also a lot of contacts and services for with the projects carried out, around 2,000. Also quite lots of spin-offs in cooperation with the association, around 230. And of course the funds, which are very important for research through the spin-offs, research grants for the exactly spin-offs, and also some funds raised from the investors. And now we have this good practice of the project, which was supporting the TTOs. So the project Innovation Incubator was carried out in the years 2016 and 2023. So initially the budget was around 30 million, but then because of the effectiveness, the budget was increased to almost 40 million. And the aim of the project was to promote scientific achievements, also increase the impact of the innovation and the cooperation between the scientific community and the business sector. And of course, many of the TTOs, technology transfer centers, could apply for these funds and increase the role of this part in the public research institutes. And just going to the numbers, almost 1,700 research and development works were carried out during the pre-implementation projects, with around 25% of projects to focus on the environmental and ecological terms. Around 4,000 patents were registered, with also 700 related to bioeconomy. Many forms of cooperation and support with the companies and interactions between the business. More than 7,000, around 180 new spin-off companies created, and finally around 11,000 of also researchers supported within the project in all of the consortiums. So our institute in the consortium with the Poznań University of Life Sciences was also participating in the program within the 2020 and 2023. And in that project, we were focused on the five main tasks. So the first one was the initiation and the strengthening of the cooperation with the business in the institute. Then the preparation of the projects for the commercialization of research results. Of course, some work was assigned to the management of the portfolio of the technologies which we already have, so it was kind of audit. Also the broker activities were supported by the project, and finally we could have funds for the internally conducting the pre-implementation work to increase the technology readiness level. So in that project, two competitions were organized. So the group of the researchers could submit the proposal under the competition. Then there was a formal evaluation and some negotiation with the team, and investment boards of 3 reviewers which were from the business gave the opinion with also the opinion of the director. Finally, there was a choice on the final meeting, and the funding decision was made. What of the areas were assessed in that application? So the project description, some possibility of the patent application, the market analysis, also how was the project timetable, some cost estimation, also applicants' experience related to the contacts with the business, and also some acquisition of the letter, how, in the opinion of the business, the idea is relevant. So finally, we conducted and finished 3 of the technologies. The first one was related to the application of the microorganisms to improve soil fertility and also plant yield in the different type of cultivation of legumes. The second one was a biofertilizer, which in general support the growth of the celery and the pepper vegetables under the growth condition, which is also related to today's topics. And finally, creation of the mobile application, which supports the producers in the obligation to the arising from the directives. Also, all of the technologies which were prepared during this project could be found in the PACT web page. So not only in the project, but also there are many more technologies which are still waiting for the commercialization, where for example, business representatives can check the database. So you can find there the catalog of the innovation. You can find the type of the specific technology, if it's a know-how, software, patent, or maybe some industrial design or work. Also, you can choose from different type of the research. If it's a research related to the bioeconomy, for example, agriculture or a food sector, depends on the research institution where was it prepared. And also exactly what kind of technology you can find there. So now coming to some main conclusions which are related to the presentation. So despite the extensive system of the public research in Poland, only a certain percentage of the research commercialized research results. In addition to the existing many funding sources, as I mentioned, there are some targeted sources for the technology transfer centers, what is good, which support the commercialization of research. Some of the research carried out by the scientists fits to the concept of the bioeconomy, which is what is, I think, very important, because it can be kind of accelerator for the business as well. And entrepreneur does not need to possess the research and development center as a, for example, main player, the small player, to enter into the cooperation with some university or research center to commercialize technology. Also, what is important, I think, what is discussed today, the assessment for the evaluation should change. Now it refers to the patents actually granted, not to the commercialization or the actual impact of the scientific discovery on society and the economy. Of course, as we know, there are many barriers that prevent the increasing of the level of the commercialization. One of them is the collaboration. What is good to have the networks and also cooperation, not only nationwide, but also between the countries. Organizations such as PACT or PEC, which I mentioned, which bring together the Polish research and development centers, derived from the public scientific institutions and support the key element of the cooperation. And at the end, collaboration, including the possibility of finding the receivers for emerging technologies and their commercialization, is also supported by established hubs, including the National Bioeconomy Hub in Poland, which we established last year. And now I invite you to watch a short film from the inauguration of this hub.
National Bioeconomy Hub in Poland is supported by project C2Act, funded from Horizon Europe, empowering the Central and Eastern European countries to develop bioeconomy strategies and action plans. First workshop, building trust and understanding between stakeholders for the development of bioeconomy strategies. October 3rd, 2023, Poland.
Polska nie posiada niestety strategii biogospodarki. Projekt C2Act realizowany w krajach Europy Środkowo-Wschodniej stwarza szansę, aby wesprzeć Polskę w opracowaniu strategii biogospodarki, aby wesprzeć instytucje odpowiedzialne na poziomie krajowym za przygotowanie takiego dokumentu. Poprzez realizację współpracy między różnymi podmiotami stwarzamy sobie szansę na to, aby ten dokument był realny i spójny.
Państwa wszystkich, których nie wymieniłem, też bardzo serdecznie witam.
Jestem pracownikiem Polskiej Akademii Nauk Instytut Rozwoju Wsi i Rolnictwa i zajmuję się w swojej pracy zawodowej zrównoważonymi systemami żywnościowymi, a raczej transformacją.
Konsekwencje zmiany klimatu dla sektora rolno-spożywczego. Ja tym zajmuję się od 2004 roku.
Poparcie w Przybrodzie dla rozbudowy biogazowni jest gigantyczne. Wszyscy mieszkańcy wsi, którzy uczestniczyli w tych konsultacjach, zagłosowali za rozbudową biogazowni.
Rola mikroorganizmów w ograniczaniu wpływu suszy. Postaramy się trochę emigrować od tych mikroorganizmów i tak sobie pomyślałem, że pod kątem tego hubu biogospodarki, to co my możemy wnosić, no to będą to elementy, które będą ściśle związane z glebą, bo gleba tutaj przy zmianach klimatu jest fundamentalna w znaczeniu swoim.
Edukacja w biogospodarce jest bardzo potrzebna. W Polsce jest ogromny potencjał, jeśli chodzi o uczelnie, przedsiębiorców, instytuty badawcze, ale ciągle w społeczeństwie jest duża grupa ludzi, którzy nie mają świadomości, jak ważna jest biogospodarka.
Wydarzenie, które dzisiaj wspólnie przeżywaliśmy, jest szansą na wprowadzenie akceleratora zmian.
30% obszaru Polski pokryte jest lasami. Jesteśmy potentatem w przetwórstwie drewna.
Jest też możliwość otrzymania dofinansowania na tworzenie lub rozwój krótkich łańcuchów dostaw.
Rośliny potrzebują tego dwutlenku węgla, gleba potrzebuje. Gleba jest drugim magazynem dwutlenku węgla w wydaniu planety Ziemia.
Dla mnie to jest totalna transformacja do systemów opartych na zasobach biologicznych.
Chciałbym też oddać głos na salę i zapytać się, czy są komentarze lub pytania.
Taka rekomendacja jest, by starać się w tym modelu biznesowym uwzględniać to, że aplikujemy ośrodki po to, by innowacje rozwijać.
by aktywność ludzka w zakresie tej gospodarki wywoływała korzystne zmiany w przyrodzie.
Większość tych korzyści, które tutaj Państwu za chwilę z tego procesu technologicznego przedstawię, one wynikały z wsparcia Polskiej Agencji Rozwoju Przedsiębiorczości i Narodowego Centrum Badań i Rozwoju.
W pełni identyfikowalne produkty, które trafiają bezpośrednio od nas do finalnego odbiorcy.
Tak powstał pomysł na obwoźne sklepy ze świeżymi rybami z hodowli w pustelni, czyli fish trucki.
W sytuacji, kiedy musimy odchodzić od paliw kopalnych, biogospodarka staje się jedynym rozwiązaniem koniecznym do wdrożenia. Musimy się lepiej nauczyć gospodarować zasobami przyrodniczymi.
Inne będą rośliny, inne już są gleby, inny dostęp do wody, inna jakość tej wody. I do tego będziemy musieli przystosować nowe technologie, nową gospodarkę do bardzo dynamicznego reagowania.
To ta sama biomasa może być nawet 200-300 razy więcej warta.
Sadownictwo to chyba dość modelowo bardzo dużo tej biomasy zostawia.
Ja zrozumiałem, jak genialną wiedzę mają polscy rolnicy. I że trzeba ich słuchać.
Lepiej czasami mniej, a efektywnie i konkretnie, a tak na pewno dzisiaj było.
Takie inicjatywy to są te inicjatywy, które ja najbardziej lubię, bo kreujemy coś nowego i słuchamy się nawzajem.
Jeśli chodzi o przegląd instytucjonalny, mamy wszystkich, których potrzebujemy.
Powołanie takiego podmiotu w dłuższym okresie czasu stwarza możliwości współpracy, a także połączenie sił poszczególnych podmiotów.
Okay, thank you for your attention. I think it was also good to see some snapshots from our institute closing the workshop. Thanks a lot.